Welcome to our exciting and amazing AI and chatbot session. We're super excited. Super excited about that. So that's us. That's us on the screen, Liz.
It is. And you and I both played with AI and images. So that's going to be another one that's fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be super fun. So, and we're gonna play. We're gonna have so much fun today. I'm so excited.
So let me just share this one. These are the things we're going to be going through. So productivity apps, financial. Well, this is kind of one of those that's cool and scary at the same time because there's so much that you can do in that area. And then social, and then no code, and then just some, we're playing around with the AI possibilities.
Totally.
Looking at our sponsors, we have some absolutely killer sponsors. And I actually got a chance to talk to Katana today, which was really fun because we were talking about Katana is our newest inventory solution app that we are working with. If you know, Appy Hour hasn't actually worked with an inventory solution in a while because we wanted to find something that was incorporating a lot of what we see are trends. And when my clients are using inventory, it's because they have e-commerce stores and either brick and mortar and online or strictly online, or they're going to craft shows. So Katana and I got a chance to talk today about e-commerce and inventory and what all they're doing in that space. And they're designed for making it very easy to sell across the board. That was fun.
Very exciting. Yes. No, I'm excited. We've got some really amazing apps as for our 2024 sponsors. So we're excited to dig into this. Definitely. I'm excited about Katana joining us. And we have MyTask LMS that's joined us. So they're a new sponsor and they're new to our industry, Liz. So I can't wait to be the platform that's going to unveil this technology. Like that has me so jazzed. Very exciting.
And I'll go ahead and give like a little preview about what they're doing. Because, Heather, you and I both create training. And I think that people that join us, a lot of them also are dabbling in creating training, PowerPoints for the clients or YouTube, whatever it is. But when you and I saw MyTask LMS and they were showing us their platform, we were both just mesmerized by how much thought went into creating their training platform. It's really designed for accountants. It's designed for the account managers. It's designed for bookkeepers, and it walks them through everything that you would need to perform several different types of tasks. So there was a lot of diversity in there too. So if you're somebody who's going to be performing a tax return, what kind of tax return? What do you need to have? All of those pieces of information that need to be gathered. And then what do you do with those documents, those source documents? How do you use them? And they've got test documents. They've got then a test for you to go through and create the tax return. Same thing with bookkeeping and producing financial statements. So wowed in that environment.
It really is. I mean, they took, for training that we're used to as accounting professionals is we're used to people talking at us and doing demos. So talking at us, doing demos and, teaching us that way. And I know for myself, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I've got to do hands-on, and that's what they brought to the table with this. So I don't want to give away any more, Liz, because people need to come and see the major, the unveiling of this. But honestly, this is a platform that they have thought of everything. And, I love it when an accounting firm creates something for itself and then brings it to market because they get it, right? They know what the problem is. They know what we want to see. And so they build it and then they share it with the rest of us. So that's what MyTask LMS has done. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for the unveiling of that. And we'll have those dates for those webinars at the end of today's session.
I agree. And I expect to see them at a lot of our conferences that we're going to be going to.
Definitely.
Very, very just normal people, easy to talk to.
Yep.
Okay, so moving over into productivity, this is a fun place for us to be able to dive in. And Heather, you and I are kind of taking this tag team approach
We
of
are.
sharing screens, sharing information, and you have been playing around with ChatGPT for
I
a
have.
while
I have.
and doing some super, super killer, awesome stuff. So you tell me, do you want me to click through these slides or do you want to do slides and then you demo? What you kind of
No,
guide me
I
here.
want to demo. Like, I think demo is what everybody wants to see. I think our slides, if you want to go to the next slide, you can totally do that just to set us up.
Yep.
What I would love to know is, and I think we can do this via raising of hands. How many people have actually gotten into ChatGPT and used it at this point? I bet most of us have actually tried it. Okay, we've got hands going up.
Yep. Oh man,
I
they're
would
going
love
fast.
to see, yeah, most people, we're at a third right now. So maybe,
Yep.
okay, so not everybody. So cool. So I'm excited to be able to demo this. So I use ChatGPT, and I'm going to have to stop your screen sharing and make
There
sure
you go.
into my screen. But I use ChatGPT now mostly in my role at Woodard. So as the director of education and media, I'm using it to make short work of some of the things that I have to do as the senior editor of the Woodard Report, and to help me, get a jump start on my writing. Now, there's lots of other things that you can do, and I'm going to just show a couple of things because we have a whole lot of apps to go through and I don't want to take a ton of time, but I just want to show a couple of things that ChatGPT can do so you guys can understand how you can utilize it in your practices. So, Jason Stats, Ashley, and Ashley, I'm not going to remember Ashley, the CPA, because I can't remember her last name right now in this minute. Ashley, it's after 3 o'clock, and anyone that knows me knows that needs to leave my brain after 3 o'clock, are doing really interesting things and really pushing the needle with ChatGPT. So we can do really interesting things. The screen that you're sitting at, that you're looking at here, this is something that I use at the Woodard Report to come up with my meta descriptions for the articles that are published. So I just published this article on the Woodard Report, and it's talking about, how to use AI, believe it, timely, right? How to use AI in an accounting firm. And so what I do is I paste the article that I've written or somebody else has written in here, and I say, I have this little blurb, let me go up here, that says, you guys got to see it right here. I have a little blurb here that says, create a meta description. And I've talked about this tool before, but right here, this is my prompt. Please provide a meta description for this article that is 155 characters or less, SEO optimized, keywords in comma format, and add it to this code. So I took this code that I have to put into HubSpot, and I was like, create this blurb of code that I can just hit copy code and paste into HubSpot and save myself about what? 5-10 minutes, whatever, figuring this stuff out. So that's what I do. And what I do is I use Magical, which is a Chrome extension, although it also has AI in it now, but it's not one of the ones we're covering. So all I have to do is I put in basically a little like /meta, and it copies this, and then I paste the article in. It literally takes me a second. And then what it does is it comes up with the meta description. And here it went over 155 characters. So this is important, guys. Sometimes ChatGPT doesn't get it right, so you have to check it. And this is why we don't ask it for tax advice and then copy and paste the tax advice into an email to our client, because it gets it wrong. We're the experts. This is a tool for us to use. This is not a tool for us to rely on as gospel, because if you do that, you're definitely putting yourself at risk here. So what it did is I said, okay, this is more than 155 characters. And then I asked it to shorten it, and then it did. And I knew that because I copied and pasted this. I was lazy, put it into my platform, HubSpot, and HubSpot said, that's more than 155 characters. And I'm like, oh, and I went back to ChatGPT and I said, fix it. And then with the code, I just copied the code and then it pastes it. And so I was able to actually, it's basically in Excel, what I would have had to do is create a concatenate function to basically say, take this and insert these fields. I don't have to do that. All I have to do is tell it to take that code and do it, and it understands how to do it. So that's one way that I've used ChatGPT. Now, another way that you can use ChatGPT is you could ask it to analyze a spreadsheet. I could actually upload a spreadsheet here and I could ask it questions about that spreadsheet. I can upload files here. I can ask it to outline things. So if I wanted to say, Tiffany, somebody throw into the chat something to ask ChatGPT. I think that's the most fun thing. So the first person for me to throw a prompt in, I'm going to ask it to do something. And then I'm going to open it up and I want to show one other thing that it does that I think is really cool. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to sing. All right. How to keep plants alive. Love it. Okay. How can I keep I have an African violet in here. Violet alive. And let's see what it says. So here it is. It's going through and it is giving me, it's actually searching the AI engine. So ChatGPT is an AI engine that has pretty much all of the internet, all of the knowledge of the internet as of, I believe it's September 2022 now, but I could be wrong on that. So it's going through it, it's looking at all of the knowledge that it could find, and it's giving me feedback. So ChatGPT, what GPT is, it's a language. It's basically a generated language model. So it guesses at what the correct answer should be based on text that it has been fed into its engine. In layman's terms, that's what it does. So this looks great. I am not a horticulturist, so I have no idea if this is correct. So it could have told me all lies and I could do all the things that it says and my African violet could die, right? So, you know, but it is helpful. So I think, you know, Ken saying I had to take information from a state tax booklet and say, restate this in 9th grade language. And it can absolutely do that. And I don't want to eat up all of the time, but let's go out here. And I just want to show this. Let's go out to our irs.gov and get some kind of tax regulation. Let's do section, let's grab Circular E. Let's grab a PDF of Circular E. The employer's tax guide. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and download it. I'm going to save it into my download folder here. And that is not it. Let me go into my home and we'll do downloads. And we're going to say Circular E. I'm going to save it. I can't save there. Why not? Downloads. Okay, I can save there. So I'm going to go back and I've got that Circular E right there. Let's go back to ChatGPT and let's go ahead and we're going to open it. And I'm going to say, what are the types of payroll taxes an employer must pay based on this document? And let's see what it comes up with. I think this is a good one. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through and it's going to look at that document. And now it's going to go through and it's going to give me the answers. So just what Ken said is that I can upload a document, and we want to be careful here. What am I not going to do, Liz? What am I not?
Everything on the interweb.
I'm not going to upload client sensitive documents.
Like that too.
I'm not going to upload anything that has any client information. I'm not going to put any names in. I'm not going to put anything in there that could possibly compromise my client's data. So this is really cool. So it went through and it found based on that, and I could ask questions of this. So I'm now basically in this little ChatGPT window, created a little Circular E chatbot because it's going to read it and it's going to look for the answers and give me the feedback. And I could do something, based, you know, like asking it to simplify it and to simplify it into terms, or I could have it, please describe, this one will be fun. this document, and I've heard this a whole bunch, so from other people, as in the voice of Tina Fey. Let's see. Let's see what it does with that. I've heard other people doing it. All right, imagine this. There you go. And who knows? But anyway, you can get silly with it. So that's my Chat GPT. Other ways that you can do it is in Chat GPT, if I started a new chat, we also have different add-ins. And yes, Tiffany was making a point that I have a paid version of Chat GPT. The free version doesn't have all these bells and whistles. And Michelle Long and I, so many people have really dug deep into Chat GPT. I am just scratching the surface here. But what I would tell you is if you haven't played with it yet, go play with it. Upload a circular E, see what it can do, because it's super duper fun. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop sharing. I think I took up too much of my time. And
I love it. I love what you were sharing. So my next example is going to be very similar because I am a fan of Chat GPT too. The other thing that you were sharing, Heather, is that you were saying you were using an add-on to Chat GPT. What was the add-on?
So the add-on that I was going to show was the chart add-on. So I was going to use the chart add-on. But for some reason, my plugins aren't working today. So normally there's plugins and I can't seem to get to them today.
So I have one that's called Keywords Everywhere, and this one's pretty cool too. And so it's copyright. Like if I wanted to come over here and I wanted to say blog writing template, create a title, and then I could put in a title here, but the prompt is what was, really important.
Right.
And so I could say dogs, and then it would be able to create 10 different versions. So I really do like ChatGPT. The other thing that I really like is I'm a big fan of Microsoft. Thanks, Heather. And our firm switched over. And so one of the things that allows us to do is use Copilot inside of our Microsoft 365 environment. And Heather, you had said that some articles for the Woodard Report would be awesome. So there's, at this point, I think 6 different articles that are all about how are we using Copilot inside of our environments. There's some YouTube videos that you can go and check out too, and it kind of takes you through all of it. But one of the things that has been really helpful is Copilot in email. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it looks like in action. So I'm inside of my email and I said from the Appy Hour to my inbox, I'm looking for more information about bookkeeping services. I need cleanup and coaching for my bookkeeping team working on QuickBooks Online. Can you share dates for us to meet? So I can have some prompts that will automatically start to create an email for me. Or I can just say from here, I want to go ahead and draft with Copilot, bookkeeping services, and it's going to go ahead and start to generate a response for me. So thank you for reaching out. I would like to be happy to help to provide you some overview of bookkeeping services. And then it's got some information about when to schedule. Okay, the thing that I like that takes it another step is coming up here and then say coaching by Copilot. So what coaching is going to do is AI has already created that draft response, but the coaching is going to take it another level deep. And so what this is going to do is allow me to understand the tone. So what might the reader convey from the message that I'm sending? And it might give any more specifics instead of just being a very general response. So I think that the coaching is really pretty cool, and it does drill down nicely into the response. So that way it makes it a lot more personal. That might take a minute to go ahead and create. So yeah, that's the other thing, like the clarity of the tone, because I think that email is sometimes hard, just kind of like text. You don't really understand somebody's tone. So it helps to make sure that you are saying things the way that you want to say it. Okay, so this email sounds a bit formal and distant. So put a little bit of enthusiasm in it. So a suggestion would be a more friendly tone could be helpful. Try to address the concerns. So it's telling me instead of just being general in, hey, we'll help, instead say, what kind of questions that would show that we understand. So some suggestions would be providing more details to help persuade the reader, And so it's giving you some more suggestions as to what you might want to enter. A lot of times what it does is it will also give you text to copy and paste. And so you don't even have to, in this case, it's just saying here's some general things that it's suggesting that you go and do, but a lot of times it gives me specifics, and I'll just copy and paste it directly into that email. So
And,
this is, I think, is pretty cool.
and Liz, can I just want to clarify that the Copilot that's inside Office 365 is an add-on. You have to pay for that, right? Because I don't have it in my Office 365 subscription. It's not added on, right? So you're paying for that, is that correct?
I am paying, I think it's about $30 per user, because we are in a E5 environment. So we've got the enterprise version of Microsoft.
And what was the plugin that you used, or was that a customized GPT when you were in Chat GPT? We have a lot of questions about what you were doing in Chat GPT a minute ago. Was that a custom GPT, or were you using an add-on?
It's called Keywords Everywhere.
Keywords Everywhere. All right, thank you.
This is it right here. And it also checks SEO. So if I wanted to, it's pretty cool. So if I wanted to pick something different, like say I wanted to just focus on SEO, I could say,
oh, gotcha.
I want to do a search, a keyword search. And so I could type in some keywords here and want some topics. Anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah. And this tool, there's a paid version and a free version.
Can you drop the link in there for everybody? I think people are interested in it. If you get the link to where they can find it.
Yeah, let me see. Keywords Everywhere.
That's cool. So it's an add-on that lives inside ChatGPT. Okay, that's really cool. Love it.
Yeah. And the paid version, what it does, like say that I wanted to come out here, give me a topic to search. Let's just hang on. Let me just do this one. Let me do Intuit. Okay, so one of the things that's happening right now is because I've got keyword search turned on, it's going to look at how are they performing,
Oh, cool.
domain authority, total backlinks, and then it gives me the lifespan, and it's going to give me some metrics over here. So SEO difficulty, brand cues. So it gives you a lot of information.
Nice.
Even down here. So if you wanted to know, like, what is it going to cost me if I wanted to use some of those words, it's going to go ahead and give you some
oh, that's awesome.
Trends, and then also the cost.
Love it. All right.
All right, so I'm going to hop back over to Copilot for a second, and I'm going to show you, this is another one that's super cool. So I'm inside of PowerPoint, and I've got my paid Copilot, so my $30 a month subscription. And if I wanted to create a presentation for me about, let's do puppies, I could actually ask it to create the PowerPoint for me, and it actually does a pretty good job. I've noticed that whenever it's a business topic, sometimes it's a little off. So I'll have to go back and I'll edit my PowerPoints, but it does a really nice job of creating PowerPoints that, here we go. All right. That are adorable. Everything
Oh, they are
need
super cute.
puppies.
Wow.
So the different kinds of breeds, again, gives you some examples. Oh, little puppy care, grooming, feeding. So it's general, but puppy behavior. So maybe you'd want to dive in deeper to some of these topics.
And this is just really to help you get started, right? We're not suggesting that you go and put in, like if you were to go ahead and create a presentation on how to pay sales tax in QuickBooks Online, and let's see what happens.
Oh, I think it's going to how to pay sales tax. I'm just going to say how to pay sales tax, because I think it's going to. In fact, I think I probably need to, let's see, I think I'm going to need to create a new presentation.
Yeah.
Create a presentation. There we go. And so it should ask me to dump this one and start a new one.
That was really cute, especially since it put a cat in there. I approve that it added a cat in there.
It did add a cat?
Yeah, that puppy is licking a kitty. There's a little kitty there.
Oh, I totally missed that. Yeah, so it said create a
Very
new draft.
cool. I love that. Now, I have a question, and what I'm going to tell people, because we're already like halfway through, and I think we have like 6 more apps to demo. But Liz has a whole series of articles on the Woodard report. So it's report.woodard.com, and if you just search for Copilot, all of her articles will come up, and she actually has videos that go along with all of her articles, that where she actually goes through like how to create a proposal in Word, the email tricks that you showed us, and how to do with the latest one, which actually didn't get published today. It will be published tomorrow, is on the PowerPoints. So definitely check it out. These are really great articles. And like I said, there's videos to go with them. So what
They're
does it
super
say
fun.
for sales tax?
Oh, let's see. Hold on, let me go back.
Sorry.
Let's go back. No. So paying sales tax. Determine your sales tax obligation. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So Nexus. Oh, the other thing too, y'all, it puts in speaker notes automatically. I know.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So go
ensure
out
your
and collect the sales tax from your customers. I'm going to sell you
that's
something because I need to collect your sales tax. That's how I read that slide.
prepare, file, returns. Yes. Your liability. Yep. So make sure, it would be like, make sure that you're keeping it in a separate bank account, or, your clients know, hands off those dollars.
And you're going to have to pay in British pounds. Was that what that was? Was it British
Yeah.
pounds? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Interesting. All
But it
right.
did a better job than I thought it would. So it's not always perfect, but it does give you a place
Yeah.
to.
That's awesome.
All
All your
right.
buddies. All right.
Heather, back to you.
Chat CPA. Now, I did not take out a trial of Chat CPA, and there's actually there's a few of these companies out there that are basically, they're saying we're your pocket CPA. You can chat questions, tax questions, accounting questions, or whatever. So here's what I found is, yes, these are out there. Yes, you can pay for them. I have not done a trial, so this is just opinion of Heather. Disclaimer, they may be perfectly fine. But the thing that I found that really bugged me was there was disclaimers on them. So there is a disclaimer when you go in, and I put the link in there, and that'll be in the slides, that says that this is not you can't rely on it, right? So you can't rely on it because this is still kind of beta software. This whole GPT thing, it's not perfect yet. So you can pay the $30 a month for Chat CPA, but if you have to double check it every time, I'm not sure there's a whole lot of value there. So and it also looks like a couple of these that came up, and I don't want to just pick on CPA, because there was a bunch of them out there. There was Chatbot CPA, ChatCPA.io. There's a bunch of other ones as well. What I found in the ones that I did research is there wasn't a lot about the privacy. So I couldn't find things about it being SOC compliant, and then there were these disclaimers that were saying that ultimately you can't rely on it, right? That you need to, consult your tax accountant, or your CPA, your actual person CPA. So these are cool. These are where we're going. Oh, no doubt this is where we're going, but we're not there yet. So it's cool. I think it's it's premature. This is not ready for prime time, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's kind of was my opinion on it, but it was cool to know that we're kind of heading that direction. Would I go out and purchase it? Probably not. Definitely not at this point, but I thought it was
agree.
cool.
And the other thing that I've been seeing is not only the accountants apps, but there's a lot of legal apps now.
Yes. And it's the same thing. They're saying this isn't a substitute for legal advice. It's a database of information. And the thing that I worry about is, especially with tax law, is with these startup companies that are dipping their toe in here, is how often are they updating the tax law? Like, are they staying up, and updating it? How are we going to know? I would just be very nervous about relying on the data because this technology is still so new.
I would imagine that some of these are probably going to take off. They're going to get funding,
They will.
and they will be the ones that'll be the go-to. And
Yes.
they'll have, team members that are updating the information all the time, sales tax updates,
Yes.
new taxability years. And so you're going to have constant updates, but I agree that right now there's so many that it's really hard to know which ones are actually of any value yet.
And
It's interesting to know that these are
agreed.
coming.
And my concern about these is that, even that there is the disclaimer, there is the legal disclaimer that you have to sign off, that you understand that you can't sue them if you get bad advice from this thing. But it still worries me because, if I'm a startup business owner that's super tech savvy and I see this chat CPA, I could think it could be a replacement for a CPA, and I could end up getting kind of led down the wrong path. So I do think we need to be really careful here. So I brought it in, I put it in here because I think this is important for us to be talking about, because we are the subject matter experts. We are accountants that know our stuff. So it's important that we know this stuff is out there.
Yeah, I agree. And that these kinds of tools are coming
Yes.
later.
Yes.
They're here. They're just,
They're here.
they're going to get better and
They're
better.
going to get better. Yes.
So this next one's really fun. So we did, and this says financial. I really wish this said more in it's truly in our accounting space.
Accounting,
So,
yeah. So accounting AIFs. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. So digits, this is a
Yes.
solution that's making a lot of waves. Do you want me to go ahead and advance this to the next slide?
Yeah, you can go ahead and advance to the next slide. This is digits is amazing. And like I said, I'm not an expert in digits. This is a high overview of what's out there right now on this, because we only have an hour, but I did get to play with it, and I did take out a trial and connected it to my sample company. And I honestly, digits, I really want you to come on Appy Hour and do a deep dive. So I do want to kind of go through and show what I found and what I think is really cool. Just a super quick kind of demo of what this looks like, and tell you what I like about it. They're still going, they're still building this out. It's a relatively young app, but they're kind of playing in a couple of different places. So when you first connect it, it pulls up today. So I had actually gone back, because this is a sample company. It doesn't have a lot of stuff. So let me start at home. So when I go to the dashboard, I did not do anything. So I'm just going to let you know what I did is I connected my company, Chloe's Cookies, to digits, and it pulled it in, all of my data in. I have not edited anything in digits. And so this is what I got. So it's showing me my total cash, gross income, net burn, and the runway. Okay. It's telling me my top customers. So Testy Client is my top customer, and my top vendor is Fitness Haven. If I click on it, see how pretty it is. It like automatically goes into the vendor and gives me some information about it. And then if I change the date, oops, let me go back in here, and I can edit that, but we're not going that deep. If I go back and I change the date and the free, the range, I'm going back 2 years, because I really haven't used this much. You can see that it gives me a lot more information. And like, I love this. It actually tells you what the cash runway is based on your historical data within QuickBooks, right? So your QuickBooks has to be up to date, right? But it gives you your total cash. All of this is, you can click in to get more information. There's a little more data there because I had a little more activity in 2022. So I've got that information. I can invite a client in. I can create action items. So if I wanted to if there are action items for me to do, then I could go through and I could create kind of tasks for people. I have nothing there right now. There's the analysis. So this is the expenses over time. And this is where the chatbot comes in, the AI chatbot, right? So right down here, you can see that I can ask digits. So I actually asked which service item is most profitable. And it said that the service item that recorded the highest amount was on Thursday 2/1. And I know this is confusing, but the name of the service in my test company was services. So it did actually give me the answer. And the other thing that I love about this is that it's actually giving me some insight into this graph. So if you look down here at the bottom, it's giving me a little bit of a narrative over what's actually happened. And if I go back again to the year 2022 and I set it, you're going to see that I have more. So it's saying that compared to 2021, I spent 99% less, right? And then it moves on. So it's actually picking out, it's running kind of these KPIs and this, this analysis in the background, giving me information about whatever report I'm looking at. So there's a lot to explore here. Again, super excited about Digits. They really are, what their mission is to utilize this GPT functionality, but in a super safe and secure way. So I'm excited. Jeff Siebert, who is the CEO of Digits, he spoke at Scaling New Heights last year, and he talked about how we need to keep our clients and our own data safe in the face of this new AI technology. He's actually going to be speaking again this year, but he's going to be doing a much larger presentation, and I'm super excited about it because he's so smart. He was in the Social Dilemma. If you haven't seen that, that's great too. And he's very much all about security in the face of technology, and having your eyes wide open to what are the bigger implications as we're implementing these new technologies, in our lives and in our firms. So it's got an analysis. I can go in and I can, review the analysis. It's got different reports in here, so I can run a report. There's an executive summary. Whoops, I think I just turned it off. And then it actually creates these beautiful reports that I can actually publish to my client. So it's got a lot going on. And I think they're going to continue, the transaction review is similar to something like we see in Keeper, where, and again, I have nothing in here because I've already reviewed everything, but I can review the transactions and then I can send questions to my clients to give me information about them and then make, a reply. And then there's also a quality check that'll go through and kind of look at the, different things about, different metrics within the company. So I can't, I wanted to show a demo so you could see what it looked like. I definitely think, Digit, you need to come on Appy Hour and give us a deep dive so that we can see real data, which I didn't have for this demo, but super excited about it. And I do have a couple of cool screenshots, and I love that little chat bot. You can ask different questions about the data and it will give you the information. So definitely an app that I will be paying lots of attention to over, in the next few years.
I think this is the trend. So, we were just looking at chat CPA. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was. Anyway, we were looking at that and we were able to ask questions and it was general answers. I think more of that is going to be built into, for example, Digits. You can see that you've got these queries that you're asking it and it's coming back. And I think those are the things that are going to get more and more robust.
I agree. And I mean, what I would say about this is, we saw this with Stacy Kildall at QuickBooks Connect, and I don't even know, maybe it was like 2018. Do you remember Hey QB? Do you remember that?
Yep.
For those of you that went to QuickBooks Connect, they had introduced Hey QB, which was the chatbot. It never took off.
No.
Well, it was in there. It was like before its time, but we had that where you were able to ask questions about your data and no one used it. So we're ready now. So it's ready for prime time. People are used to asking these questions with the introduction of ChatGPT and people actually getting in and interacting with this type of technology. We're ready. The market wasn't ready then. We're ready now. And I think that this is fantastic. So I agree with you, Liz. This is going to start popping up in more and more apps because OpenAI, which is the company that owns ChatGPT, has that, the OpenAI platform, which you can connect to pretty much any app. So behind most of these apps that we're actually looking at, they're using the OpenAI engine, and they're just basically doing calls to the OpenAI engine to return the answers back to their chat box. That's all it is.
So I've got another example of how an accounting industry app is using AI. So Financial Sense, this is all about workflow, practice management, working with your team, creating tasks. So if you're somebody who's using Financial Sense already and wanting to create templates, they've done some cool things with callbacks with templates. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see Financial Sense. Here it is. I'm logged in. This is just a trial account, so there's really not any data in here. I wanted to have a fresh place to be able to demo. But if I come over into templates, I can see that they've got a whole bunch of templates that are here for use. But if I wanted to come over here and I wanted to use OpenAI, I can actually say use AI here, and there's several different prompts that are examples, or I could type my own. So some of these are very general. So monthly bookkeeping services, payroll with Gusto. That would be kind of cool because maybe it takes you through step by step inside of the software. But this is a tax return for a married couple filing jointly who own rental properties and have a business. I'm going to use that one because it has the most complexity to it. And this is pretty narrow. So this is going to go and query and then come back with some steps. And here we go. So gather all of the information. And then so I can say, let's go ahead and keep that. And then inside of the templates area, it's populated all of those steps. And you can get more narrow. You could actually assign roles to it. You could come in here and create subtasks. But anyway, I thought this was a pretty cool use of AI.
Oh, I agree 100%. And I know we have people in the room that are using Financial Sense and love it.
Awesome.
So, another, Financial Sense, come on, Happy Hour. We've had them on before, but it's been a while. Be nice to
It's
have
totally
them on
been a
again.
while.
Yeah.
All right. Social.
Okay.
This is another fun one. So again, you and I are taking this tag team approach.
Yep.
I'm going to show Canva and you are going to show
ChatGPT. I am
Okay.
going to show ChatGPT, but I'm going to show ChatGPT in a couple of different ways. So this slide is showing how we can create a social description for our upcoming event. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to share both just using ChatGPT by itself and then using ChatGPT and Zapier. So you can also automate it. So in my GPTs, and we were talking about GPTs, you can create your own GPTs. So I have a TWR article generator that allows me to get a head start on articles. And I also have an SEO generator that I built in ChatGPT. You can create all kinds of cool custom GPTs. And basically what that means is you're basically pre-programming prompts. So if you have prompts that you use all the time, you can actually pre-program them into your GPTs. So it has that information. So you don't have to keep retyping the same prompts over and over again. And it would be helpful if I shared my screen. Am I on that? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry. User error. User error. Hold on. There we go. I think this is the one. Yeah, right here. So I'm just going to start a new. Am I showing the Zapier screen or am I showing ChatGPT?
You're showing ChatGPT.
Okay, perfect. So I could go through and I could say, write a Facebook post telling people to vote for Appy Camp in the ABC, the Accounting High Bracket Challenge before tomorrow. Did you see how I did that, everybody? That shameless plug? Anybody? No one's laughing. Well, I can't hear everybody laughing. I'm guessing everybody's laughing. Yeah, right here. So it's going ahead and it's creating this social post on Facebook. So what I could do, and notice that it thinks that we have to swipe left, right? Which we probably don't. But so this probably needs a little more information. But watch what happens when I say create a Twitter post. I don't know if it knows it's X yet for the same thing. Hey, do you guys, anybody know why this is really cool? This is really cool because ChatGPT knows that I have a very small character limit on Twitter. And so notice that my Facebook post is long because I can post basically the longest post in the world if I want to. There is a character limit, but it's not very like you can put a lot in, but it knows that Twitter has, Twitter has a character limit. And if I wanted to put in a link, ABC accounting bracket, I think it is. Let's see. There it is, accounting high bracket challenge. So right here, which I'm just gonna pop it in here just because I can say everybody could go out and vote for Appy Camp if they really would like to do so. But if I go into ChatGPT, now I can say, please include this link and use it as a reference for the post. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put that link. And it's adding the link for me. So now all I have to do is copy this and go paste it, and the link's already in there. So that's kind of cool.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. And I could say use more emojis or don't use any emojis, or make it funny or make it super serious. So I could, I could tweak the tone. Now, one of the things that I do have in my ChatGPT, and I think this is important, is I do have custom instructions. So if I go into customize ChatGPT, I've given it information about myself, right? So I've already told it that I'm an equestrian and that I lead with kindness, compassion, empathy in everything I do. I put in my interests, and then I've also been able to say how I want it to respond. So every prompt that I do, no matter which window, it already knows something about me, and it's referring to that information before it responds, which is really cool. Okay, yes, I'm up against Brolin. And here's the thing, I am also the vice president of the Accounting Cornerstone Foundation. So it is literally impossible for me to lose this bracket challenge this week. However you want to vote, we support accounting, the Accounting Cornerstone Foundation 1000%. So if you are sitting there going, I don't know who to vote for, please vote for the Accounting Cornerstone Foundation. That would make our hearts super duper happy. So, all right. So with Zapier, I wanted to show you this because I taught Zapier for years and years and years, and a lot of people have asked me to come back and teach it again. But Zapier is actually using AI to help you create Zaps. So what I've done here is I have said, create a social media post from a blog article with ChatGPT 4, and it has actually created the Zap. And all I got to do is click try it, and it's already got the steps in here. And all I have to do is go through and add my connections, right? And my own prompts. So I actually have this built to help me automate the social post for the Woodard report. I have a bunch of prompts, and my Zap is actually kind of long because I have it do a prompt and then I have it return it, and then I tweak it a little bit. So you can create very, prompts that or you could create an automation that very much sounds like you through using something like ChatGPT. So that was my share for social media.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to talk about Canva, because I know there's a whole lot of Canva users out there. And one of the things that I'm digging is Magic Media. So with Magic Media, I'm going to share my screen. So Heather, I submitted early my PowerPoint presentation for scaling your
I
height.
know. Thank you.
And you want to see how I did it?
Yes.
Okay, here you go. So I'm over in Canva in the Magic Media. So it's one of the apps that you have to click on in order to enable. And then my deck, my presentation. So this is my draft. This isn't the full thing, but my draft, I wanted to focus on happiness, and I wanted to focus on time management. So I went over here and I looked at my prompt. So time management and happiness, and then I can pick what kind of styles I want to use. So the dreamy style really fits kind of like where I want to go with it. And then I can decide how I want that image to be laid out. One of the things I want to do is add a page in here. So then I can say, generate that image for me. And it's going to give me 4 different versions. Some of the things that I did while it's creating that, look at this. So this
Aw.
is happiness to me. So I typed in a purple lady at the lake drinking coffee.
Oh, I
And
love
that's,
it. I love
I
it.
know. I loved it too. Okay, so what all did it come back with? So I can click on this one and I can throw these over here. So here's a lady, here's somebody who's in a work cloak, and then we've got a guy over here. So I kind of dig all of these. It's talking about, there's an alarm clock. How much time do you have for all of the tasks that you've got to manage? And it feels like oftentimes you're running in a lot of different directions. She's got multiple arms and multiple legs. So, you can start to fine tune it and you could put in more details if you wanted to. But overall, I've been pretty happy with the media. It's not
Awesome.
perfect. Sometimes it comes back and it does some weird stuff. Eyes, faces. I still think that AI has a hard time with faces. So that is still true, I think, with Canva.
Yeah. Love Canva.
I do too. I mean, I totally do. But
Oh, there was one. Oh, well, actually, I'm going to show this the next Zapier thing on the no code. So exciting. But you're going to do something else first.
yeah, so Appy Pie. There are commercials for Appy Pie. So what all can you do with Appy Pie? I wanted to focus on the AI side, but Appy Pie, you can build your own apps. If you're an e-commerce store, there's all different kinds of things that you can do with Appy Pie. But what I wanted to create was I wanted to say, let's go and make a video with Heather and I's pictures. So you can actually plug in different pictures and it'll bring those pictures to life, like it'll make them move. And so I just did a really fun one, and I said I wanted to have it create an image. Is it going to pull it in here? Here we go. It's not a great view, but anyway, it makes the background. In this case, I wanted to keep my images still, but I wanted my background to move around. And so Appy Pie, I'll tell you, there's some things about it that I really liked, but then there were some things about it that I thought took a long time to render my video. And as far as using it to create apps, although there is no code, you do still have to be able to know what direction you're going in. It is a drop and drag solution, so it doesn't really take a whole lot of know-how. I think that there's a lot of students that are out there that are using it inside of design workshops, that are inside of programming courses. So it's got a lot of different use cases. I was just using it to create something with the AI side of it.
Gotcha. Looks really cool though.
I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna do
Yes.
Zapier. Do you want
I'm
me
going to do Zapier again because I am the Zap queen. So new, this is brand new, like super brand new, like within the last like month. We now have chatbots on Zapier.
Wow.
Right? We have chatbots on
Wow.
Zapier. So I created, it only uses GPT 3.5. And I created one this morning. So this is an Appy Hour chatbot, and it's basically like those custom GPTs, right? So it allows you to create either AI generated or static messages at the start of every conversation. And you can give it a greeting prompt, user import a placeholder, or, and then you can choose the model, which right now is only chat 3.5. I guess I can upgrade, which I don't know if that means my OpenAI or whatever, and then I can select the creativity. So what I did is I had created in the instructions that the role, and this was a template. So all I did was change a little bit of the wording. So it said, what is the role? You're an exceptional bookkeeper. Your main objective is to advise about process optimization. To achieve this, here are these steps. So I literally just kind of used what was in here. And you can just this is all templated, so I can go in and I can change it, right, and put whatever I want. So here I went ahead and I said I can provide you the advice on process optimization for your bookkeeping needs, right? So how can I optimize your bookkeeping processes today? So how do we want to optimize our bookkeeping processes today? I want to eliminate paper checks. Let's see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can create your little bots. And these, you can create little actions. So I can use these little bots to trigger a zap, copy a response. I can collect info. So I can request info from the user. And then you can style it, right, to create the little bot. And then you can create little conversations with others. So there is a paid version, which I have no idea how much that costs. So let's go see what happens with chatbots. The premium looks like it's $20 a month. Advanced is $100 a month.
Oh,
And then interfaces and tables are a little bit different. That's kind of like Airtable built into Zapier, but we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about the chat box. So it's $20 a month for 12 months.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you want to build a chat bot, publish it, you can go and do that with Zapier. I just thought that was a kind of a cool one to share.
I totally like that one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Let's make sure. Okay. So, one of the things that we had talked about was doing some fun stuff. So inside of the idea of being fun, I found a really cool Headshot Pro. It's a photo generator, and it did a nice job of my first request I put in and I asked it to create an image. One of the things that it does is it wants you to upload 12 images. So I uploaded all of my images. It said nope to my glasses. It didn't like that one, so it declined it.
A lot of Liz's right there.
I know, but I did sneak in another one with glasses and it didn't decline it.
Oh, good.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, you're not supposed to put in anything that has glasses. And then you have to pick your background. So what do you want your background to be? The other thing that I thought was super cool about this is it also can do teams. So say that you want to have your team do a headshot, but you don't have time to get everybody inside of the same place. Let's see.
I want
Headshot.
to do that. I should have sent you some of mine. We'll have to play with that with ours.
Okay, so no, don't go to my dashboard, but so there's some examples. Let's see. We did a really good job of creating, but where's our teams? So it's a little bit more if you want it. There we go. Team professional corporate headshots. So what you do is you just have different team members submit their headshots.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is a price per team. And then the thing that's cool about it is that it sends individual invites to each of those different people. So that way they can upload all of their pictures.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's just selfie. So with your phone, it's not anything that, you could do professional headshots and add them in there just to create some different varieties. But what it gives you is 30 different AI generated images. And so it has like different backgrounds. Here you go. So 3 unique backgrounds. This is the one that I chose. 3 different clothing styles. And then it turns it around in 2 hours.
Did you get yours yet?
Well, because I wanted it to generate new ones because I wanted to do more.
Oh, there's your results.
Yay. Okay. Let's look. I don't know.
Oh, you haven't seen these yet.
Oh, pick my keepers. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, I like that. Oh, look at that long hair. That's not quite right, but whatever. Cool.
Wow. It did a good job.
Yeah, that's cool. I have no idea what my logo says there, but I love the purple t-shirt.
Oh, I like that one. I like the jean jacket too. Like, go up a little bit. Go up one. I like that one. And yeah, I love that one that you just had your cursor over with the black turtleneck. That looks nice.
Yeah, those are cool.
They are cool. Very cool.
I wanted to have a brick background and I wanted to be in the jean jacket because that seemed
Nice.
very cool. Okay.
I love
and then
it.
you get to have all of them. Look, here I got a haircut.
Yes, you did. Your smile's a little different too.
Yep.
That one on the end all the way to the left looks just like you.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that might be one of those that,
Yeah.
but you can download them all. So they're all yours.
That's really cool. I love
Okay. I know we're like starting to be pressed for time.
We
So,
are. I have one more that I want to, and I'm just going to tell you about this because I did this with Chat GPT. I'm not going to go in and demo it, but I did this with Chat GPT, and I basically told them the prompt was create an image of the Appy Hour with Heather and Liz. Liz has purple hair. And and it knew who I was because I had put it in my instructions, remember? So it knew who Happy Hour was. And so it created, this was, I think, the third or fourth iteration where I felt like it came back and it looked pretty good. And I also asked for sparkly shirts, but just for you, but it gave me one too. And I was like, okay, I'll wear a sparkly shirt too.
I love
So
it.
that was just Dolly. That's ChatGPT that did that one. I mean, it doesn't really look like us, but it did get our hair color correct.
It's cute.
It is super cute.
So did you upload an image to it?
I did upload our logo, but it can't
Okay.
take, and it said it was going to take our logo and put it behind us, but it couldn't. It couldn't do it. So it made its own. So and it did add an extra letter and podcast. So very cool. I think that was it for all of our apps, Liz.
It is. I mean, we made
And
it
we're
through.
a little over, but you guys are awesome for hanging in with us. It's now 5 o'clock on the East Coast. So
That means it's cocktail time.
it is cocktail time. So
Well, I'm gonna move us through some of these kind of quick.
yeah.
So we Appy Hour Camp, we are now accepting applications. So those of you who are educators, up and coming educators, that is designed for you. So make sure that you are putting in an application. More on that next time that we are together.
Yes.
Make sure that you're checking out our YouTube to find this and other episodes there. And we have a Facebook lounge. Check that out. Of course, huge thank you to our awesome sponsors. We're totally digging that, and I can't wait to see more from them. And then we also have a special guest. So Joe Woodard is going to be joining us on April 9th.
I am
Very
so excited. And we're going to be talking about quantum computing and AI. And
told Heather I'm gonna have to get smarter.
yeah, we're definitely going to have to. So I just dropped our application into the chat for those of you that are interested in applying for Appy Camp. And those of you that have never heard of Appy Camp, real quick, if you want to stick around, I know some of you guys have to jump off. So Appy Camp is an event that Liz and I have done once before, and it is a retreat that is that we created for accounting educators in the space. So if you are an accounting educator, you're somebody that's speaking at conferences, that's giving webinars to other accounting professionals, you're writing books and blogs, and you are looking to collaborate with 59 other thought leaders in the accounting space and our top technology partners, then Appy Camp is for you. It's going to be taking place in Tubac, Arizona, September 22nd through the 26th. And we are looking for thought leaders that are looking to innovate, ideate, and collaborate with each other and really imagine what our accounting industry should look like and are willing and driven to actually bring the industry there. So the last time we had it, we've had an amazing thing. The Accounting Cornerstone Foundation, which we're up against in the Bracket Challenge, was born out of Appy Camp. And it has now sent 6 individuals to their very first conference, 100% free of charge, so that they could experience the magic of collaboration with other industry professionals. We've also had incredible other opportunities that have come out for the attendees and for the technology vendors that also attended Appy Camp. That was DirecTV trying to sell me service. No, thank you. So yes, super excited. Danita, what if you're not currently doing, but you would like to? Well, we do require anybody that comes to Appy Camp has to be educating in some way, but we do have half of the spots at Appy Camp are meant for what we call rising stars, which are those educators, writers, people that are teaching maybe locally, that are looking to elevate to a larger audience and would benefit from rubbing elbows with some of the top educators in our industry. So if that's you, we do invite you to apply. And applications will be open for just about 6 weeks. They'll be closing at the end of April. So everyone's invited to apply. We'll be making those selections and start making announcements sometime in May of 2024. So thanks, everybody. I know we kept you 6 minutes over, and honestly, almost every single one of you stayed, and we love you for that. I hope you guys found this session valuable. Liz and I love doing these kind of impromptu sessions with you guys where we get to hang out. So, all right, everybody, do you want me to launch a poll, Liz?
I feel free to. Sure.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll. And one is open. What AI tools are you finding useful? And I'd like to learn more about, and you can select what you'd like to learn more about. And I'm just going to leave that up for a minute.
And those of you who've got to jump, understood, no problem.
Totally understood.
What we're really looking for is how many people are interested in some of these AI tools.
Yeah.
Would you like us to reach out to them and get maybe somebody who's one of the product experts on Appy Hour? Maybe dive in a little bit deeper. I think that, it's like you were showing earlier, Heather, with the chat CPA. Those kinds of apps are here. And, with our accounting industry apps, being able to query and asking specific information about a particular client. I do think that it's interesting. Sometimes, I hear, well, are you worried that all of our jobs are going away? I think there's always going to be a need for interpretation.
Oh, so absolutely. Absolutely.
If we've got all of this valuable information, you still have to have the dialogue to go along with it in order to, communicate that to a client. So I just think it helps us to have a better dialogue with our clients because it's more specific.
When we have Joe on in a couple of weeks, he's going to be talking about that. He interviewed Dr. Michio Kaku, who is the keynote speaker, our headlining keynote speaker at Scaling New Heights this June. And he is a theoretical physicist, but he talks about quantum computing, and they have some really interesting conversations about AI and quantum computing. And at the end of the day, what Dr. Kaku says is that AI will be able to calculate things faster than us and bring knowledge to us much faster than we'll ever be able to do as humans, but it can't discern right from wrong, and it can't feel empathy. It can't make human decisions. And so no matter how sophisticated our technology gets, it will never truly replace human touch and human decision making, because only we can do that, and that takes heart. So unless AI becomes the Tin Man and somehow is gifted a heart by, the Wizard of Oz, I think that we're safe. But we do have to embrace the technology and be able to talk about it and use it. We're going to have to use it. And if we don't, we're going to get left behind. All right, everybody, you guys are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. And I really appreciate you guys doing that for us. And we love you. And go vote on the bracket challenge. And we will see you guys in just a couple weeks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.